Today we have domestic opposition, but in European competition. Yes, hello, welcome into Livestreams Sports. Here for another episode of A Glory Hunter, here with Manchester United on Football Manager 22. If you're new around here, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss a thing, and if you miss the last one, go and check it out. We played in the FA Cup. These are the two competitions we're trying to win this year. FA Cup, Europa League, we're just working our way through all of them at the moment, and I tell you what, we're doing pretty well in them both. We just managed to have that FA Cup quarter-final. Spoiler. Next episode is going to be the FA Cup semi-final, so we did quite well. And today it is the Europa League quarter-final. Both legs of the game up against Everton. Everton, who obviously are a Premier League side, currently in 9th. Come on, this should be a fairly easy game for us. If we scroll further up and see when we last played them, we played them in the league. We won 2-0 away from home when we played them early in the season. Goals from Fofana and Rashford in that one. So it should be an easy victory. It should be. We'll see if that's the case. The other games that are going on just now are Borussia Mönchengladbach against Rangers. Whoever wins that one will play the winner of Brentford Real Madrid, and whoever wins our game will play the winner of Juventus and Saint Etienne in the next round, in the semi-final of this Europa League. Let's get into it though. Let's show you the team for today's episode. Well, at least for the first game of today's episode. So Nusa is still just coming back from his injury, and Mustafa's got a bit of an injury too, as well as Jude Bellingham, who picked up an injury in international duty. He's out for another 3 weeks. Not ideal, which means this is the team that we're going to go for in today's game. Henderson in goal, Fofana and Guindo at the back, with Salim and Livramento in the full-back position. Salim on the right, Livramento on the left. De Jong in midfield with Ravella and Stansfield in front of him, and Michel getting some fitness back and starting on that right hand side. Sancho on the left, and Ilie leading the line. 34 goals. Can he get 40 by the end of the year? Can he get 50? Let's find out. So here we go. The first leg is at Goodison. I think we're still at Goodison at this stage. I don't think they've moved to their new stadium in the game. Never know, maybe they have. 52,000. Don't think you can fit that in Goodison, can you? So they must be at their new stadium, whatever their new one is. We don't have Willie Collum refereeing either, so that's a positive for us too, as Everton do have a man injured early on in this game. We are dominating it, but not quite getting the chances to score the goals as of yet. We're playing in red, they're playing in blue, and I've talked quite a lot thinking that highlight might appear, and one hasn't appeared. Never has. 42 minutes into the game as Ravella finds Michel on this right hand side. Can we score the first chance of the game? Ball switched over and Chucky intercepts it, and Everton have a chance, but he's giving the ball straight to Sancho, ball in toward Ilie, and it's just headed over the bar. I tell you what, we're dominating this game. Look at those statistics in the top left. Somehow there's been one chance and we've not put it away. That's very disappointing indeed, but that's made for a very quick first half, to be honest. I'll say go and put on a worthy display. They appear happy, most of them. Some of them are nervous. There might be some changes needed in the second half if it keeps playing like this though, as Salim throws the ball in to Michel on that right hand side. Now finds Ilie, who's in behind the defence, and he tucks it in, and Ilie, 35 goals. He is going to be a pretty amazing striker. If this was the sort of save where we were a team and then we bought players and kept them and developed them forever and didn't jump about different clubs like I have been, Ilie would be one of those ones that you sign for £2 million, becomes like the best player in the world, and you think, oh my goodness me, how good am I at Football Manager? Instead, what happened is we did that for Villarreal and then paid £100 million to bring him to Man United here. So you tell me whether it's more fun to do it the other way or this way. I think the other way, but I must say I have been enjoying my Glory Hunter, and that's exactly what we're doing here. We're getting into the second half of it as Sancho finds Ilie, and he's nearly got a second of the day. Yeah, nearly in. Well into, I should say now, our second half of this Glory Hunter save, and it's been something a little bit different and something a bit more exciting. There's a lot more trophies being won than there would be in a normal Football Manager save of mine. But let's see if we can win the important ones as Man United this year. That's a header from Henderson for some reason, instead of just holding on to the ball. Very peculiar. We've already won the Premier League, as we know. We've already won the Champions League, as we know. We just need to win the FA Cup and the Europa League, and that's this year's aims, as Illy is in behind again, and he should have finished that time. But Pedro Sousa saves for Everton, and the corner kick will get swung in by Michel here to the front post, and it's headed away. Corner kick for Everton. Braganza swings it in, and oh my goodness, Calvert-Lewin heads that off the frame of the goal, and Louza hits it, and that's over the bar. That's 50 minutes ago, and Everton are just starting to come back into it a little bit. We've dominated most of the game, but now Everton are coming back into the game as we've got the ball on the right-hand side with Ravella. We've not made a change yet. That might be part of the reason why they're coming into the game. We might have some tired legs, but Michel's intercepted Ravella into Ilie, and it's off the frame of the goal. What a chance that was. Oh, it's been called for offside anyway. But what a chance that was for us there as time ticks on. And we've reached full time. And we lead 1-0 after that first leg. Probably deserved another one if we're being honest. But it was a good performance all round from everyone. Ready for the second leg, which is back at Old Trafford. And you'd hope it's a little bit more exciting, because there was not a lot of highlights in that game, to be honest. Looking around the grounds, Brentford winning 3-0 against Real Madrid. Well, that would be a turn up for the books. I was not expecting to see that result. We beat Brentford in the FA Cup in the last episode, so we know we're good enough to beat them. And remember, these top two games, whoever wins those two plays in the other semi-final, so our final opponent, or opponent in the final, would be one of these four teams should we get to the final. And we would have to get past Juventus or St Etienne if we get past Everton here. But yeah, a good lead for Brentford to take back to the Bernabeu. Right, we'll be back for the second leg up against Everton in just a moment. Strangely, we don't have a game this weekend, but we play Burnley on the Tuesday. And then we have to play Everton on the Thursday. Weird. I'm not quite sure why that's the case. I'm assuming Burnley are involved in another game at the weekend. But we will have a very rotated side playing against Burnley, and then a full-strength team for that game against Everton just a couple of days later. Well, as you, I hope, all know, we are Belgium manager at the moment as well. We got that job recently. There is another European Football Championships this summer. You won't have to see it. We've already won it with Portugal. But I just thought, since we're working our way through to the next leg of that Everton game, we'll have a look at the group stage draw, because we are seeded first seed for one of these games, whatever it is that happens here. So we're first seed, as I say, and we were going to be playing at the European Football Championships as Belgium. We'll get us to see how good the team is in preparation for World Cup 2034, and let's see where the rest of these teams come out as. We've been drawn in a group alongside Spain, which is, well, not exactly the easiest of groups. It's a groups of four, remember. The top two automatically go through, and then the four best third places go through. Who else comes through? Norway come into our group. Right, so Norway in our group. And the last one, Bosnia and Herzegovina. So, not exactly the easiest of groups, to be honest. So it'll be a tough test for us when the Euros happen. You can see currently holders Portugal, when we were the manager, and actually Belgium are hosting it this year alongside Holland. So we'll be at home in our own tournament. But anyway, we've moved away from club stuff to international stuff there, so we'll come back to the club stuff. Play Everton in a few days' time. We'll see for that second leg. Right, so here we are back for the second leg up against Everton. We're holding on to that 1-0 lead after the first leg. Hopefully, now we're at Old Trafford, we can add a few more to that. Henderson's going to be our goalkeeper today, with Fofana and Mustafa ahead of him. Salim and Burki, the full-backs. Indeed, he gets a game in midfield with Willert and Stansfield in front of him. We still got the injury to Bellingham, obviously. So, no Bellingham for a little while. Michel gets a game on the right, Sancho on the left, and Ilie leading the line. A lot of the players on the bench and reserves and stuff are still tired, because they were all playing against Burnley on Tuesday night, where we drew against them, which was a bit annoying. But nonetheless, that doesn't matter. It's just so you know why there's maybe not everyone you think would be in the team, because they're a little bit tired. Let's get into this one. We're holding on to a 1-0 advantage going into this leg. Hopefully, we don't throw that away. Well, early on in the game, Real Madrid are ahead against Brentford, which means Brentford are, just one goal ahead? I think they won 3-1, didn't they? So Brentford just holding on to an aggregate score. In this game, not been any highlights yet. We have had all the shots in the game, though, but we haven't had a chance to see any of them. As Real Madrid have went up 3-0, maybe they are going to manage to get past Brentford. We've got a chance here, though, to get ourselves another one against Everton. Stansfield, all the way back to Mustafa. Now Ndidi, and back to Stansfield, and Willett, forward, intercepted by Everton, and Branthwaite on the right-hand side, forward to Pedro Neto, and back to Branthwaite, and Neto, And Fofana heads that one back into Stansfield, and he'll try and recycle the play and will go forward. Sancho, Burkey, lovely ball for Willert. Oh, what a chance for him as we nearly go 1-0 up with 40 minutes on the clock. But it was a good save for the keeper. Ball in, and Mustafa gets himself his 4th goal of the season. I thought that was going to be a corner that happens at the end of a highlight, but not to be. It's a goal for Mustafa. Oh, 6'5" of him as he rises up above the defender and heads that in at the near post, and we lead 2-0 on aggregate now, and we are definitely favourites to be going through, as Everton still haven't had a shot in this game yet, as we lead 2-0 on aggregate. And looking at the other games, Rangers are ahead against Borussia Mönchengladbach. Former Everton man Richarlison scoring for Rangers in that one, as Everton here have a chance maybe to get the first shot of the game, as Foulon down the left hand side. Formerly we had him at Monaco, remember, before we let him go. He's playing at left back for Everton, but we are still holding on to this 1-0 lead. Michel with the corner kick into the front post. Fofana, there we go. Mustafa, we've gone 1 goal for Fofana with the other. The 2 centre-backs being the scorers for us today. And that puts us 3-0 up in aggregate with just half an hour to go in this quarter-final. And I think it's safe to say we are probably going through. Everton really haven't shown up today. On the right-hand side for Everton now, though, Branthwaite back to Timmy. There's a lot more eyes in that name than I thought, as they move to the left-hand side now, though. Roberts plays to Branthwaite. He's now playing on the left-hand side to Neto. He wasn't right to start as well, but he's now moved to the left. He goes down the line. He tries to cut back. He finds Branthwaite, and over to Bragança, who we used to manage at Portugal. And he's got the ball again, Bragança, and Chucky, and Branthwaite, and back to Chucky. And it's nice play for Everton. Can they get themselves a goal? They can indeed. Nice finish from Pedro Neto. And Everton be thinking, can they score another couple in the next 18 minutes? I hope the answer is no. But you never know, because there's another highlight almost immediately after that Everton goal as we pass the ball around at the back. Indeedy. Back to Henderson, and now Mustafa. And it's forward to Burkey, who finds Sancho, and back to Burkey, and it's nice play here. Stansfield now, can he come forward? He finds Elias in behind the defence. Can he finish? He's wide of the goal. Not got his shooting boots on today. As Everton play out from the back, and now they launch it long. Will Burkey win his header? He does, but he heads it straight to an Everton man, and Chucky comes down the right hand side, back in field. Rashford intercepts though. He's come on for Sancho, and Willert has it now over to Durong, who's came on for Michel. Forward toward Ilie. Can he get in behind the defence? He can't. At least not with the ball. And now Everton can try and break away themselves, but we've intercepted it. Oh, it's end-to-end stuff. As Ilie's got the ball now, comes over to the left-hand side, plays it into Rashford, who comes back, finds Stansfield, Burkey, Rashford again, Durong. It's cleared away by the defence, but another chance for Durong here. No, he loses it, and Branthwaite clears it away. But as a throw-in for us in that far corner. Willert back to Ndidi. Good ball in. It's headed in by Ilie at the back post. And we lead 3-1 on the night, 4-1 in aggregate. They're going to check VAR, but it looked like it was a goal. And now we've got that 3-goal advantage again. I'm a little bit more comfortable. I thought there was a chance that Everton might just be trying to get themselves back into this match. I thought they might be able to get themselves a second, but not to be. We've managed to get another one, which means we've still got a bit of a gap, and we've got a chance to go for a 4th on the night here. So Fofana plays it all the way back to Henderson and finds Mustafa. He'll go down the left-hand side to Rashford, who's one-on-one with his man. What's he going to do? Into Stansfield. Now back to Rashford. He's in behind him. He's shot wide of the goal. Looking around the grounds, Brentford have brought one back against Real Madrid here. That means they could be going through. As our game's finished, I was more concentrating on the Brentford game. I can't remember what the score was in the Real Madrid-Brentford game after the first leg, so we need to find out here. Yes, they had won 3-0. They go through. Our former player from Villarreal, Red, scored the goal for Brentford there. That have put Brentford into the semi-finals of the Europa League here. Wow, that's brilliant for them. Borussia Mönchengladbach win their game 2-1, 5-2 in aggregate. So those two sides, Brentford and Mönchengladbach, will play each other in one semi-final, and ourselves and Juventus will play in the other. Right, so that was a successful episode, wasn't it? Getting through against Everton. We now know that our opponents in the semi-final of the Europa League is going to be Juventus. And that'll be in a couple of episodes' time, because the next episode will be the FA Cup semi-final up against Southampton. We're into the semi-finals of both the competitions we need to win this year. Can we go all the way in both of them? Well, over the next 4 episodes, you will find out. That is if we get to both finals. If we don't, it'll be less episodes than that. But it starts with the next one, which is up against Southampton in the FA Cup semi-final. And then the two-legged affair up against Juventus. So if you have enjoyed this one, please leave a like on the video. It really does help us out. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And until the next one, which is going to be the FA Cup semi-final up against Southampton, we'll see you then.